So variable, you as mentioned, it is the same across the any programming language. So programming language use the variable to store the data, basically. And as you are running the system, right, you are automating a process. You cannot just say anything manually. Anything you want to do manually, anything you want machine to do for you, you just have to declare a, it's called the variable. So machine can do. Either you can do it static way, you can do the dynamic way. Means you can declare or you can tell the machine, well, you do on the fly. So in programming language, it's like the meat and butter, right? You need the variable for anything and everything, okay? So in JavaScript, it is the same. Variable has a many types of variable types, string, integer, boolean, okay? So the whole purpose of this variable types, they are doing the different thing based on the user needs, means the user story needs, it does the different thing. And so you have to declare the variable for the different things based on your the user story, demand, or the requirements. So we'll be learning the variable today. We'll be using the variable today so that it becomes helpful for you as you are going to write the code. You should not be surprised. All right. That's the reason we are touching the things. We're not going to do the hands-on. Hands-on will be into the framework. So JavaScript variable does allocate memory location by the operating system, OS. We declare a variable. In JavaScript, we can declare variable in 3 ways. Okay, var, let, and const. That's it. So we are going to learn each of them now. Let's go next. So var, the keyword is called the keyword is used declare a variable since JavaScript in the beginning was created. Okay, and JavaScript is a loosely typed language. Loosely means, as I mentioned, you type a little bit, it knows. And it is called the loose, means it understands. It's called the, it's very good, means you don't need to type a lot of things. And after initiate the variable, we can reinitialize that variable also. So that's the part of the programming language magic. Var is no longer or rarely used in the JavaScript anymore. As ECMAScript, I don't know how to say it, introduce the let and constant are being used. Okay, so again, the developers do not use the var anymore because var has been introduced in the very beginning. Var is used in the C language as well. Okay, so it is not just the JavaScript. You know this because every programming language, they follow their father, right? C language. So var is actually used in the C language as well. So after the modern, the programming language, the JavaScript being updated, nowadays let and constants keywords are being used to declare the variables. That's we are going to use. Let's go next. And variable declaration is very simple, right? As you can see, line number 7, right? You can see the line number 2 on this screenshot. Let computer name, the variable name, and the variable value. Simple. Okay. When you declare the variable, you do not put any double quote. Okay. And the TS for you, it is like the double quote. It is a string type of variable. So you don't need, you have to give the string type of variable, you have to put the double quote. Simple. And then you are actually calling this company name everywhere. Okay. That's the variable does. So you're storing a variable and then you are calling this variable anywhere you need. And the behind the scene, this variable has a value. That value will be printed for the output. That's exactly variable does. Let's go next. So look at the constant variable. It is the same as mentioned. A modern programming language, you do not use the var anymore. You use the let or the constant. So we are going to use the same as well. Okay, so constant is a block scope variable, so you cannot access variable outside of a block. So block means you just start something. In the constant variable, you just cannot call from outside block. That's what it says. And it is the keyword is constant. Cannot be reassigned. One of the unique things. If you declare it, you cannot be reassigned, and you have to use in the block. You cannot use the outside block. And it has been introduced 2015. Okay, so you can read this. And when you do not want to change a variable value, you can declare all as constant keyword, right? Company name, you don't change, right? Company address, you don't change, right? So anytime you want something fixed, you always use the constant keyword. It is the same actually in Java, okay? So it is a special variable type. When you want something to be fixed, just call this variable. So that's what you do. Let's go next. Okay, so anytime you learn something, always like it is the very the super powerful like the technique. You always say what is this you're learning? Why? Always ask yourself why I'm learning this. Okay. Okay, if I know the why, when I'm going to use it means a specific time, and you can say where I'm going to use it, right? While if I use it, what is the advantage of using this? If I don't use it, what is the disadvantage of using it? Always, you these 6 things you should ask yourself. Why? This is good for your brain. Never ever go to the how. If you go to the how, you just screw up the process. You literally did. So never go to the how in the beginning. Always fix those 6 things. What it is, why I am going to use it, because you're hammering your brain. If I know the why, when I'm going to use it, right? You need to know a specific time and where. What is the place I'm going to use it? And finally, if I use it, what is the advantage? If I don't use it, what is the disadvantage? Once you fix all of them, and finally, how. How means you're practical. And I can assure you, if you go to the any C level, they always will tell you all of this. If you go to the bank, they will know all of this. If you go bank, ask the money, they will know. If you go to the investors to seek the investment, they will ask the 6 question. Okay, if you anywhere you go, okay, anywhere you go, they will be finding these 6 things. Once they're convinced on the 6, and they will tell you now the how part. It means you go to as for the bank, they'll look all of this, and then they are convinced, and they will give you the money. The same thing. So if you keep this technique in your learning, anything you do in your lifetime, you can start a business, you can become an entrepreneur, you can actually do anything. You can put into this framework, things will work out. Because the technique works. These techniques make you mature. These techniques actually help you not to make a decision quickly. This technique help you to find out the nitty-gritty details of your initiative. You are trying to do something. So please, never ever come to the how. It will mess up your process. It will mess up your brain. Always find the what, why, when, where, advantage, disadvantage, and finally you go to the how. Because now you are following a journey. So we put everything in the TS for your bootcamp on this framework. So it helps us. So you read yourself, then you will understand. The let is the keyword, the variable keyword you can change basically. Constant, something you cannot. That's basically the difference between them. Okay, use the let when you need to reassign or assign. Remember, it's a constant, cannot do this. Remember, var developer barely use anymore. Okay, advantage helps in written clean code. Remember, now the variable is needed for the front-end developer, back-end developer, QA, and the DevOps engineer. Why? DevOps engineer also write the code. They write the script. You can call the script, you can call the code, basically the same shit, right? You are doing something machine has to do for you instead of you do it manually, right? So variable, the concept is the same across the board. It just stored the allocate the memory so that it can run on the fly. It can run during the runtime. So if you do not use the variable, I can assure you, you'll be writing the shitty code. You'll be writing the messy code. Your code will be messed up. Your code will never be reusable. Your code will never be acceptable other people. And then if you do not utilize the things the way it should be, basically you'll not be a good developer. That's it. And the finally, how part is very easy. The variable, the keyword let or constant, give the name and pass the value. You're done. That's it. Nothing else you need to worry. Let's go next. Okay.